Final Destination is a 2000 American supernatural horror film directed by James Wong. The screenplay was written by James Wong, Glenn Morgan, and Jeffrey Reddick, based on a story by Reddick. The film stars Devon Sawa, Ali Larter, Kerr Smith, and Tony Todd. Sawa portrays a teenager who cheats death after having a premonition of a catastrophic plane explosion. He and several of his classmates leave the plane before the explosion occurs, but death later takes the lives of those who were meant to die on the plane. It is the first installment of the Final Destination film series. The film began as a spec script written by Reddick for an episode of The X-Files, in order for Reddick to get a TV agent. However, he never submitted it to The X-Files after a colleague at New Line Cinema persuaded him to write it as a feature-length film. Later, Wong and Morgan, the X-Files writing partners, became interested in the script and agreed to rewrite and direct the film, marking Wong's film directing debut. Filming took place in New York City and Vancouver, with additional scenes filmed in Toronto and San Francisco. It was released on March 17, 2000, and became a financial success, making $10 million on its opening weekend. The DVD release of the film, released on September 26, 2000, in the United States and Canada, includes commentaries, deleted scenes, and documentaries. The film received mixed reviews from critics. Positive reviews praised the film for generating a respectable amount of suspense, playful and energized enough to keep an audience guessing, and an unexpectedly alert teen scream disaster chiller. While negative reviews described the film as dramatically flat and aimed at the teen dating crowd, it received the Saturn Award for Best Horror Film and Best Performance by a Younger Actor for Sawa's performance. The film's success spawned a media franchise, encompassing 4 additional installments, as well as a series of novels and comic books. High school student Alex Browning boards Vole Airlines Flight 180 with his classmates for their senior trip to Paris. Before takeoff, Alex has a premonition that the plane will explode in mid-air, killing everyone on board. When the events from his vision begin to repeat themselves in reality, he panics and a fight breaks out between Alex and his rival, Carter Horton. As a result, several passengers are removed from the plane, including Alex, Carter, Alex's best friend Todd Wagner, Carter's girlfriend Terry Chaney, teacher Valerie Luton, and students Billy Hitchcock and Clear Rivers. None of the passengers, except for Clear, believe Alex about his vision until the plane explodes on takeoff, killing the remaining passengers on board. Afterwards, the survivors are interrogated by 2 FBI agents, who believe that Alex had something to do with the explosion. 39 days later, the survivors attend a memorial service for the victims. That night, a chain reaction causes Todd to be strangled to death in his bathtub. His death is deemed a suicide, but Alex does not believe that Todd killed himself. He and Clear sneak into the funeral home to see Todd's body, where they meet mortician William Bloodworth. He tells them that they have cheated Death's plan, and Death is now taking the lives of those who were meant to die on the plane. The next day, Alex and Clear discuss what the mortician said at a cafe. Although Clear is skeptical, Alex believes that they can cheat Death again if they look out for omens. They encounter the rest of the survivors, and when Carter provokes Alex, Terry storms off in anger and is suddenly hit by a speeding bus. After watching a news report on the cause of explosion, Alex realizes that the survivors are dying in the order they were meant to die on the plane. He deduces that Ms. Luton is next and rushes to her house to ensure her safety. Thinking Alex is up to no good, Ms. Luton calls the FBI agents, who bring him in for questioning. Although Alex is unable to convince the agents of what is happening, they decide to let him go. Nonetheless, he is too late to save Ms. Luton, whose house explodes after she is impaled by a falling kitchen knife. The remaining survivors reunite and discuss what to do while driving through town. During the discussion, Carter learns that he is next on Death's list. Frustrated over not having control over his life, Carter parks his car on railroad tracks, wanting to die on his own terms. He changes his mind at the last minute, but can't get out when his seatbelt jams. Alex manages to save Carter just before his car is smashed by an oncoming train. And Billy is decapitated by flying shrapnel from the car wreckage. Alex deduces that since he intervened, death skipped Carter and moved on to Billy, and realizes he is next on death's list. Later, while hiding out in a fortified cabin, Alex recalls changing seats with two girls in his premonition, meaning Clear is actually next, and he rushes to save her while being chased by